These guys are not experts.
And I'm not sure they're even that smart.
They do like video games.
And I guess you could say they're funny.
Sometimes.
Well, they do like to talk.
And they do have opinions.
It's time for Video Game Replays!
Hello, and thank you for joining us on this episode of Video Game Replay. My name is Larry, and joining me is my co-host CJ.
What's up? CJ in the house. Right over to my side or below me is the Big Dilf joining us.
Dilf in the building. You already know, guys. What's going on, Larry? What are we doing today?
Hey, guys. This week we're going to talk about some money and some problems that come with more money. I don't want to quote that too big because we'd probably get canceled because more money, no problems. What? Who said that? We're going to come to you this week either way. We're going to talk about video games, talk about life, talk about some different things. But let's start off with the classic question. What have you been playing? Aiden, what have you been playing? What's got your thumbs busy?
Pretty much been playing jack shit. A little 2K, but not really anything. I've been on a little gaming hiatus. A little like on and off, playing a little Phasmophobia with CJ, a little 2K with the boys. I'm playing like very little of multiple games, but I have not really been grinding anything or playing a lot. It's been kind of like a stagnant gaming life for me as of the past couple months. Obviously playing the game of the week, but other than that, I haven't really been gaming. What about you, C? You been gaming?
A little less. I can't think of what I've been doing other than gaming, but played a little bit of 2K. I don't even remember playing Phasmophobia with you recently, to tell you the truth. I just don't even recall. Was going to play some Fortnite the other day, had an update, didn't feel like dealing with it. I just took a nap instead. Been watching some Breaking Bad instead, really. Hopefully, Larry, you've been more active in the gaming world.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I did crush out our game of the week this past week. Knocked it out real quick. Got me a little fired up to try something different. And I went back to play Road Redemption and got as far as I have in that. I've gotten up to level 9 of like 16, I think. Still suck at the game. Just basically pulled it out of my ass and got lucky. But I think we're hitting that lull stage again. We're still in the middle of winter, and excuse me, we're in the middle of winter, and everybody's just trying to struggle through it. The weather's been a little bit better, but it's still cold. It's still dark and dreary. Just trying to find that right game to hang on to. I did try to start up a game of Sim City last week. I haven't traveled, so it's just not working. I got to see some roads and see some buildings to get motivated on that. But other than that, yeah, I guess that was a terrible place to start. But still, trying some different games, just trying to find the next one really to get into. We still got what 6 more weeks of winter. I'll give you an idea of when we're looking at, or 6 more weeks of spring, I guess, with what we're dealing with. But either way,
Yeah,
so
fair.
spring's coming. It's on its way, but still gives you a month to play another good long video game. Hopefully, I'm just trying to find out what it is because I may break down and just go back to Tears of the Kingdom again because I don't think I can put 100 hours into it, but I can get really damn close.
Yeah.
So, well, I guess this runs that kind of excitement. So, we did talk about this earlier. So I decided we're going to throw out a new segment this week. We're going to have a random question of the week here, which hopefully will get something going, getting this going. So I will start with the question I dug out, and I thought it was a pretty good one. I'm going to ask CJ first.
Uh-oh.
CJ,
Mm-hmm.
do you believe in ghosts? Why or why not?
Man, it's tricky. Part of me wants to say yes because I don't know. It's just a loaded question. I feel like part of me wants to say yes, partially because of some of the games I play, like Phasmophobia makes me be like, oh, this makes sense. Or like some weird shit. Like sometimes I swear I saw something move, or like I just swear, but maybe not. I think I almost tell myself it doesn't make enough sense for me for ghosts to exist, and if they did, it'd be scarier than it is if they just don't. So in my head, typically think, nah, ghosts aren't real. I can't really prove it enough to myself. And on top of that, it's less scary. I think You know, you see all these shows and stuff, and they're like, "This is just a regular family home." Well, like me being young, I'm just renting. I've been in like 3 different rentals. I never really have some spooky shit happen to me for the most part. I mean, there's a lot of people that have lived in here. Maybe some people that died. My last place, the craziest thing is sometime my ceiling fan strings would move. I'm just gonna call it a gust and sleep better at night. So to me, I had to say no. I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's fair. Aiden, do you
I have a
do you believe in ghosts?
I have a very complicated relationship with believing in ghosts. As a kid, everyone knows I was very much a scaredy cat. And every little thing that happened, I'd say, "Oh, that was a ghost." And I just had a paranormal experience. And I'm one of the people that have those. But as I get older, I just find it harder and harder to believe. And I feel like I rationalize those paranormal experiences a lot more. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm like, I don't believe in ghosts, but don't bring any ghost shit in my house just in case. Like,
Yeah.
I ain't playing no Ouija board. Like, I don't believe in ghosts, but don't bring that shit in here. Like,
Agreed.
just in
Agreed.
case.
I'm not willing to test that theory out. That's what you're saying, huh?
Let's play at
Yeah,
your house. Yeah, let's go to your house and play. That's
yeah.
how
We'll
I
go
feel.
look your house, Larry, and play the Ouija board. But
Okay. Well.
I had experiences as a kid, and obviously they're very foggy. And I was younger. Like, I would always hear, when I get up the middle of the night to use the bathroom, I would always hear my mom calling my name, and I would literally visibly yell out, "Mom, you say anything?" And like my mom was like across the house asleep. It's like,
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, of course, I was a kid. I could have just been an idiot and hearing what I wanted to hear. But there's this room, and may or may not know about it. It's in the upstairs, and it's a little closet, like a little upstairs room. And I don't know why. Ever since I was a kid, I was terrified of that room for no reason. I had no reason to be terrified of that room, but I just was. And like even today, I think I'd hear stuff. I'd whip my head over because I used to upstairs used to be my gaming room, and I'd whip my head over and like, did I just hear something over there? And I'd freak out. And even now, when I walk up there, I get a weird vibe. But I think now I'm just in that point where it's just not real. I'm like 95% sure ghosts aren't real in my head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I
well,
like that answer.
I get you there. Well, I guess that puts me as the oddball out because I am a full on believer of ghosts and all that. But I will preface or post it or however you want to go. I don't think of ghosts in the typical Western civilization way. My heritage, my background is Thai. We're Asian, and there's a lot of mystic hoo-has that come with all that. And my mother, who is pure Thai woman, basically makes me a first generation. She shared a lot of information, knowledge with me. So in Thailand, it's traditional. It's very common to have what's called a ghost house. And what this ghost house is basically bigger than a birdhouse, but like maybe like 1/16th, 1/20th scale little house that sits out in your yard, and it is to basically give any intruding spirits somewhere to live. So they came to your property, they have a place to live, they can be happy, they won't bother you. Um, my mother, I'm going to tell the story wrong, but it's the best I can recall it as I just thought of it since we came up with it. But my mother, when she moved into her current house, it had been empty for years, and she was in belief that there were ghosts or something living there. So she made an offering, basically prepared a plate of food and left it out for him, tied a yellow ribbon or something like that to one of the posts on the front porch, and basically said, I give this to you. Please leave me and my family alone. And she says from that point on, they never bothered her ever again. So I, like I said, I in the sense of it, I do believe in ghosts, but I don't believe that they're all out to kill us and bring us to their dimension. I think
That's fair.
it's a whole nother dimension that's there, and we're kind of maybe colliding with each other at points. But on the same token, if you don't want me to be shitty to you, or don't want you to be shitty to me, I'm not going to be shitty to you. So
That's fair.
give you the respect that you do, whether you be alive or dead or what have you. But that's just kind of how I feel about it, and that's what led me to that conclusion. So hopefully, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not. I don't know.
If I was
Listen,
willing to open my mind, I'd probably agree. But just in case, I'd sit here like this kind of thing. Like I would go to, I've been to Famous Asylum a few times, like an old abandoned one. They do all the tours and the haunted stuff, and I didn't personally have an experience, but I know somebody I was with. The tour guide was like girls always say that they feel pinched and like their hair pulled, and so I'm like 15. I'm going with a group of guys and girls. Start pulling this girl's hair and like pinch her a little bit, freak her, whatever. It's funny. And then I stopped, and she's like, "Stop fucking pinching me." And I'm like, "I'm not touching you." It's like the closest thing to an experience I could say I have with it. But part of me is sitting there like, I don't know. I don't know. So I'm just gonna hands on the ears and act like it didn't happen, kind of thing.
I will say though, if ghosts are real, then I feel like cats and dogs can see them for sure if they are real. I don't know how many times it freaked me out.
Mm-hmm.
I have a cat named Momo. Momo is the best cat in the world, but he'll be in my room, especially when he was younger, and he would just stare at. You know how cats like they arch their back when they like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
or like they get like ready to like attack something. They used to do that in the corner of my room and like went at nothing, and it would always freak me the hell out. I was like, "What? Quit doing that!" I would literally yell at the cat, and like I would yell like, if anybody knows my cat, CJ, Larry, you guys know Momo. He's a scaredy cat. He's literally scared of everything. Like CJ's been in my house many times, and he's still scared of CJ. Same with Key, our other friend. But he was like if I like yell at Momo, he's the type of guy that he'll pout and like if you yell at him, he'll get scared and like run away. But he'd arch his back in the corner, and I'd yell at him and be like, "Cut that out," and he wouldn't move an inch. So that would always freak me out. But I definitely, and don't get me wrong, I'm never going exploring in like a abandoned hospital. I'm not the type of
Oh
guy.
no.
Just in case. Hell no, I'm not. But
No,
I mean,
I'm
not only
with
the
you.
spirit aspect, just in case. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm never doing that. So,
Yeah, I'm not that bold.
because
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
said, I'm 95, maybe a little closer to 90. But don't get me wrong, that 5% is still there. It's still there,
Yeah.
just in case.
You did
Yeah, like I said,
remember me. Wait, you go first, Larry, because I don't. It's a little bit of a story.
no, go ahead. I got this story here. I'm just saying, I'm with him. Like, I'm not taking the Ouija board in any damn ghost tours or any of that shit. Ain't happening. I mean, I look
More
at it in the
rude.
daytime. That looks nice. That's cool. We need to go. The sun's going down.
Right?
Yeah.
So my dad's big into. He's a really big ghost believer, and there's a story that my mom and dad both agree on. When I was really young, and it was it was my first house I ever lived in. It was my mom and dad's house, and it was in Virginia. And so when I was really young, they would say they still had the baby monitor, and of course, it's like early 2000s. It's not fancy cameras or anything, just a typical baby monitor. And they'd say I'd be asleep, acting asleep, whatever, and then they'd hear me talking, and they're like, "Who's he talking to?" So they'd come in, like, "Who are you talking to?" "I'm talking to my friend," and kind of be weirded out. And they go back, and they said occasionally my dad at least swears occasionally he would hear some sort of voice talking back, but could never make it out. Allegedly, and apparently, eventually, I told him it was it was my friend Red Boy. Apparently, I don't remember. I was like between the age of 0 and 2, but apparently, I kept talking to Red Boy and kept talking to Red Boy over and over as a young kid. I don't recollect it at all, but apparently, it was a thing. And my dad definitely speaks on just seeing some weird shit in that house or being like, I swore I put this here and it's just moved and it would just trip him out. I don't know, but I was also way too young to comprehend it. But I know a lot of people say the same thing with kids, as they can see at first and then they just can't. I don't know. It's kind of that kind of always freaked me out hearing the story because it's about me, but I don't remember it because I was so young. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It kind of freaked me out a little bit.
If my
I
kid
could
did
feel
that,
you on that.
I would no longer have a kid. He'd be like, "You got to move out. Ain't no red boy in here. You got to move. You got to go."
Take him with you. Pack his bag.
Get your diapers and get the hell out of here. So, well, on that note, let's get a little more lively. Let's bring it back. But since we were talking about dead people, we're going to talk about a one Mr. Benedict who passed away and has left us a ton of money. This being in the game Wall Street Kid. This is the part where I would play music and all that stuff, but Wall Street Kid. Made for the NES, released in Japan in December of 1989. America got it to North America in 1990. It is developed and published by a company called Sofel, and it is considered a tycoon social simulator RPG. And I add in the Sugar Daddy Simulator as well because I think that's relevant to the game as we get deeper into it. The general gist of it: a Larry, a lawyer, not me, I'm not a lawyer, shows up one day to tell you that your distant uncle, Mr. Benedict, has passed away, and being his only living relative, you are eligible to inherit $600 billion in assets. If you do the math for the year 2025, he's going to leave you Elon Musk money. Um, I think it actually worked out to be like $1.3 trillion or something like that. It's ridiculous. But first, you've got to prove yourself. So, kind of like in Brewster's Million, here's $500,000, and you've got to make a profit in the stock market and uphold the Benedict standard of living, pamper your sweetheart, and move into a decent $1 million house. By the way, you have 1 month to complete this original task. Um, Now, should you complete this initial task, the goal line will continually be moved backwards as you have to buy a yacht for your honeymoon. Then you need to get married, and then you need to buy a family castle because it's not part of the $600 billion in assets. You just need to keep up with being a Benedict. All this while Priscilla, the pricey prima donna, which this is not my name, the game actually calls her the pricey prima donna, uh, the lover of your money, needs things and attention, and you need to stay healthy, all while hustling the stock market, trying to make millions of dollars and buy all these glorious things. And basically, this is the gist of your game. So let's start with Aiden. What is your first opinion on this?
First opinion on it. I kind of like it. It reminds me of those mobile games or Roblox Tycoons. CJ, I don't know if you ever played them, where like
Unfortunately.
you do this, you have to a little more in depth than Roblox Tycoons, but pretty much you build up your wealth by doing certain things and daily tasks and every day, and you continue to get better. And it's kind of addicting. Like saying, "Oh, how much money can I get?" But yeah, it's very different.
It's,
It's very fresh for especially for all the other NES games that we've played, which kind of had a similar vibe to it. This one's the the most unique game we've played, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was refreshing.
yeah, I mean that's very true. I mean, part of that I knew this idea when I first brought it to the table. But CJ, what was your first impression?
Right off the bat, I decided as I'm learning to take a little more time, watch the intro, maybe go through some text box. First thought, the characters kind of were cracking me up. It's like really stupid, but stupid in a good way. It's not like just stop. It's like funny, make me laugh. Like you said, the prima donna, and then of course it's Larry the lawyer, and just all the names that are flashing at the bottom of the screen. It's just something like that. So I mean, I did like that. It kind of gave me a little intro, and I mean the intro itself, just where Larry's talking to you, it kind of the way it gears it up is kind of like it's just funny. You know what I mean? Like it's got some comedic background to it. So I think it is
Yeah.
kind of unlike some other things where it's like, holy shit, your princess girlfriend is captured, go save her. This is so serious. Like, or like your father, you got to get it. It's just, hey, it's also April Fool's, but this isn't the joke. This is for real. Like, you better do it. Other than that, the only thing I'd say that was my gripe off the bat, just because I'm a text box hater, I did read it, but I was like, man, let me get to the meat, bro. Let me get to the meat. But I did read it, and I went through the intro. But yeah, not anything to hate, especially off rip. It was refreshing. It was definitely different.
They, I think it definitely does come out really text heavy up front, but it's rare, I guess, that one of the games we played basically lays it all out there for you in front of you. I glanced at the instructional manual on this one. I faintly remember it from back in the day. I knew there wasn't much to it outside of who you were. Actually, don't even tell about who the hell you are, but all the different characters, what their point is, what their purpose is, the auction guy, the car salesman, the not the vet, but the dog pound people, all these things. So I do recall that. I also remember that I told you guys. I remember the day I got this. So let's take you back to I think it was 1992. There was a store in the town that I grew up in. I don't know if it was nationwide. I may be able to put it down, but you'd have to live around here in the 90s to know. It was one called Ames. You guys are familiar with the town, so it was in that one plaza out behind Wendy's. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think we're Aiden. I think your mom works in that building now, but either
Mm-hmm.
way, they were going out of business. And I remember this because one is the first time I ever experienced like a store actually going out of business as a 12-year-old kid. This was all new to me. Um, but also this was probably the second or third time in my life I could ever remember getting a brand new in the box video game. Um, because I think these were like budget games to start with, like maybe like $25 to start with, and they were getting it at like rock bottom prices. And I can still remember, and my brother may call me out on this one, but I'm pretty sure that day I got Wall Street Kid, Wrath of Black Manta, and Destination Earthstar. I got three games in one fucking day, brand new in the box, still in the shrink wrap. Dude, it's almost better than any Christmas I can remember. So like I said, I do recall, and this is why I do recall it's a FYI. The only other games I ever got was Final Fantasy. My dad, that's the only full price game I ever remember getting from my father. Maybe one other one that I just don't recall, but I knew like had math field day. He was so proud of me. He took me out and bought me fucking Final Fantasy, and that was the best 300 hours of my life I ever spent at that point in time. And then one I keep trying to find, and I know it's out there. I want to say it's Captain Skyhawk. I remember that game because that's the only Nintendo game my dad ever sat down and played with me. He played it for about 5 minutes. He's like, yep, there it is. Here you go. Impact controller. And it's just a vertical shooter. My dad was an older fellow. I'd say he was probably 50 some at that time. And it was just like, yeah, there you go. And just tried it and he left. That was the only one I can remember him playing. So, I don't know. There's probably not a whole lot to talk about. Let's see how you feel about it. CJ, what kind of opinion you got on graphics and sound in this?
Yeah, I mean, I think you definitely already slammed the nail on the head with it. It's not a whole lot of depth to it. For what it is, I mean, I didn't expect the graphics to be fantastic. For what it is, it's not bad. I mean, it's pixelated, typical, but I at least think they did well with moving the cursor and stuff. One thing I kind of was scared of knowing the type of game was a little lag of moving it, just because it's older and it's a cursor, and especially at the time, it's not heavily using cursors. So I was like, maybe this will suck. Overall, I mean, I was kind of glad it didn't feel like laggy in the sense of, oh, I have to hit the B button 4 times before it goes back, stuff like that. Intro jingle, I think, kind of went along with my first impressions of just the upbeat, comedic, Seinfeld type of feel to it. It felt serious, but not like I said, into the world. Dad needs help, get his vengeance, save the princess. It felt more upbeat, like a sitcom almost. It felt like the introduction to a sitcom. So it definitely did a good job with the intro, painting a picture. And past that, I don't think any sounds really stuck with me specifically. But I mean, at least I think it did its part to paint what kind of game it was going to be, and not oversell it or undersell it. It tells you what kind of game it's going to be with the jingle, which of the time, but definitely also appreciated. I didn't come in with thinking it was like, I'm about to fight to the death, and then here I am at a desk. So I could appreciate when they do that in games.
Yeah, it's definitely not. Here's somebody four shares of AT&T, and by the way, I slashed your throat. No, you're. Hey, what kind of opinions and thoughts you got about what you see and what you hear? Anything jump out
Uh,
at you?
I thought the game was it looked like very polished feel to it, or look to it. There wasn't
Mhm.
anything that you couldn't tell what it was. There wasn't like a monster flying on your screen that just looked like a blob of pixels. I feel like I actually really liked the character models. They were pretty cool, but everything felt smooth, and it looked, you could tell what everything was, and I thought it looked good. It wasn't, I mean, they didn't have a whole lot of graphics to animate. There's like a couple screens, and most of the gameplay was on one screen the whole time. But yeah, I like the what C said. The cursor didn't feel clunky. I feel like you could like kind of speed through it if you were getting good at it. But yeah, I mean, not the most to talk about it. Talk about the graphics, because there wasn't a whole lot of like cutscenes or big graphic thing that I really paid attention to, or really even was able to pay attention to, because there wasn't much. But yeah, it wasn't. I thought it was smooth. It wasn't nothing Didn't blow me away, but wasn't bad either.
Well, I mean, I don't disagree. I find it intriguing as actually as I stop to think about it, especially when you put it at the cursor. I recognize it, I feel it because again, I'm from a generation where uh, I had a lot of what we called point and click games.
Mhm.
Where you had to go through an adventure, you had to click on something to look at it, find it. And Nintendo puts out several of these during the time of the NES and then the Super NES. The thing I find intriguing is this game is like designed like one of those because of the pointer having to move around the screen, but there's no computer port of this game anywhere. So there's nowhere that you actually would have used that pointer mouse clicking mechanic and something else. But quick quick round for everybody else on short there. You're looking at a desk that has a 1980s Apple II on it, a flower which represents doing something with your girlfriend, I guess a desk calendar maybe or something for your sports activities, and then a couple of boxes down below that can take you to the bank or take you to a financial advisor or something like that. So, and really that's about the only thing you see through 90% of this game outside of jumping into seeing the paper and seeing stocks and different prices of them. So I mean, yeah, but that song, oh god, that song, that's it's still in my head right now just because it's going to take probably the week to wash it out. And I probably really listened to it for about 10 minutes before I just muted it because you're not going to
Yeah,
hear any
same.
sounds. You're not going to hear yourself doing anything crazy. So, yeah, the soundtrack, while not bad, far
Not
from
bad. A
fucking
little
good.
repetitive. A little repetitive.
Yeah.
Or a lot
Elevator
repetitive.
music.
I actually,
you know?
at one point, I turned on a podcast on the side when I turned off the volume, which I recommend if you do play this game, put on a VGR podcast on the side.
Yeah.
Best thing to do. Best thing to
Yeah.
do.
One thing that's funny, Larry, is I was very confused on what this space-looking calendar thing was that you're talking about, and
Yeah.
I was googling it and I couldn't really find it on Google because I'm like, of course not. It's not like you're googling, oh, Grand Theft Auto 5, what is this? Where there's 18 million videos. And like I was telling you guys before the pod, I did watch a few videos before I picked up the game. And fun fact, this was apparently per the manual a barometer which measures altitude. I don't know why, but
Okay.
that's apparently what it in the manual. It says this is the barometer, and this is you click the barometer to go do your activities. So I guess that's what it is. It's
Okay.
interesting. It's a weird choice. I also thought it was like a Men in Black kind of space calendar. I'm like, okay, it's kind of cool, and then didn't know what it was. Just didn't think anything of it, But yeah, once the dude was bitching about it in the video, I'm like, what is this? And yeah, as he's saying, what is this? He's like, oh, I looked it up. I found in the manual a barometer. And I'm like, no shit. So I kind of stared at it a few times playing after that. I'm like, why? Why? I mean, just Wall Street things, I guess, just a fucking barometer in my
Classic
office.
Wall
like-
Street and their barometers.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I mean that's probably why I'm failing at life is I don't have a desk barometer.
I know. I'm
I
doing
mean,
something
I
wrong.
would probably, that's why I'm not fit. I mean, this is the answer to everything on trying to go hiking or go work out the gym or swimming. It's like I just don't have a barometer. Shit, I don't know what to do. So, we won't get too deep into the gameplay because really the gameplay is pretty much read the paper, buy a stock. But this is the thing I think that I do want to bring up about it before we get into the things we do like and don't like. What the fuck does this guy do? I mean, you basically get to work 9 to 5. You look at the paper, which sets you at 9 o'clock as soon as you're done with that. You may or may not buy a stock. You may do a little research. And truthfully, if you can read at a sixth grade level, I think that you can do that within a couple minutes, unless you really want to get some deep lore on what type of stock that Bethlehem Steel might be. Um, but I mean, your day's done by 10 o'clock.
Yeah, you sell or buy a stock pretty much. You call up your lady if you're not an expert, say you got any tips for me. But other than that, I mean, for me, I spend a lot of the days going shopping or working
Yeah.
out or.
Yeah,
And I did
running
figure
the
out I
day.
didn't know what the carnival was. I was like, why can't I never just go to the carnival?
Mm.
But I figured out that
Oh
you have to do it. You have to do it at the very beginning of the day, and it like skips the entire day, which I figured out later.
Yeah,
I'm
that and
glad you
hiking
figured it
basically just straight burn your day because And I think with that was the idea that if you buy a stock, make good returns out of it. The paper says, "Hey, this stock's blown up. Fuck it, just keep going and move through it."
And also, I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys can't tell by the character model, but this guy is Arnold Schwarzenegger. He works out every time he wants to work out. He works out for 4 hours straight. So I mean, he has to be a beast. I mean,
He also,
I,
he's rumored to compete with Michael Phelps as well, swimming for 2 hours straight. You
swimming
know,
for 2 hours straight. For 2 hours straight to swim and working out for 4 hours. I mean, this guy's spending half his
Yeah.
day just straight pumping iron or swimming.
Yeah, he's getting jacked. I mean, hell, he might be a wrestler on the side. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
who
He
knows?
sounds
I
like a
mean, I don't know
total
what the hell he does.
dude, bruh. Just dude, bruh stock
Hiking.
guy. He just walks around all puffed up. And he's like, "Yeah, bro, invest in Yapple. I'm telling you, you didn't hear it here. Invest in Yapple." And that's it. That's all he does.
Goes on full day,
Yeah,
24-hour hikes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
Apple's what
lucky
you
he's
need.
not. If he had TikTok or Twitter, he'd be a fucking mogul out here, preaching the gospel of
Yeah.
Yapple stock. Like, you want to live life? You want a girlfriend in a car like this? You want to get this dog? You want to work out like me? Get into the Yapple stock. Like, he's gonna self-inflate the stock market.
No doubt. If not, he's gonna at least
Work
get
out
rich
before.
selling you fucking videos of him being jacked and shit.
Yeah.
Or he's gonna start selling the courses. If you want to know what I invest in to have my life like this, click on the link in my bio. Get into this course. Only $800, but it's gonna be 800 of 800,000. It's not even gonna matter in a month. That's how it's gonna go.
Aiden, what irked you? What did you not like about this game? What's the downfall?
To be honest, a lot of the downfall was not the fact that it was repetitive, which a lot of the repetitive stuff had cutscenes that I wish were a little faster. Like at the end of the day, like loading up the text, I'm like, okay, like a little faster. At the end of the day, you'd be waiting like, okay, 30 seconds. I feel like you could just skip, like just spam A and skip through everything if you already knew what it was, something like that. And other than
Didn't
that,
take. Go ahead.
what's the girl's name?
Priscilla,
Priscilla.
the prima donna.
Priscilla? I don't know. She wouldn't work with me in the real world. I mean, I can't really tell what she looks like through that pixelated. So I might make exceptions depending on what she looks like. But man, she is needy. I mean, every week I need a new dog. All right, I guess we'll get a new dog. I need a new car, by the way. I guess I need a new TV. Like, oh my god, lady. Like,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna speak bad or put this into it, but I have a wife already, so I'm pretty good about this. I mean, I'm not worried about any future women in my life. Um, but this is what I think a lot of young guys out here complain that that's the problem with women.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell does she do all day outside of going shopping, going to the carnival,
oh yeah, with her.
and yeah, and
Picnics.
then she calls and says, "I need a $20,000 dog." What the fuck?
Like, lady, I've gone shopping with you for 4 hours a day for the past 2 months. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm already spending this much money. I mean, I'm working here. I'm trying to save up $1 million so we can inherit $600 billion. I mean, we can maybe hold off on the car for now. Wait until I got the $600 billion. I mean, for real, we'll get you whatever you want.
She'll be getting
Seriously,
a DeLorean
lady.
at that point, dude. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
I'll put you in a spaceship if you want.
Well, that's the thing. Even she's not. She doesn't want like just any car. I think it was a BMW and a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I'm like, bitch, you can drive a Civic just like everyone else. It'll be okay.
Right?
You don't have a job. I mean, you can drive your own legs to go shopping. I mean, come on, rent a bike or something.
So yeah, that's. I don't know. I get the game's trying to get you to take care of your sweetheart and all that. I'm like, this is why I describe this as a gold digger because that's all she wants. She don't want anything from you other than you to buy her nice shit. And I'll have to say I did play this once through an emulator, and we ended up. I went through all the different options. Like she wants a Ferrari, you give her that. I said, oh, thank you, I love you so much. You get a BMW. Thanks, it's really nice. You say neither. Oh, I guess I won't have a new car then. And it's like, bitch, one, you can do it tomorrow. We can keep looking. It's just Saturday sales, the only place that happens. But it's just it's extreme to another extreme to the total you don't love me extreme.
And not only that, if you don't work out for a couple weeks, and she'll let you know. She'll like, you're looking a little weird lately.
Yeah.
Like, sheesh. I'm making $600 billion here. I mean, let a brother get a little fat. I mean, come on.
For real. I mean, next time I got $600 billion, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna care what the hell I look like.
Yeah.
But enough dragging on Priscilla. We'll come back to give her more shit in about 5 minutes. CJ, what did you dislike about this game?
You should have said 5 seconds because I have it not only on a sticky note, not only on my computer, I have it on both. And I put in all caps, Priscilla is so damn needy. And I said in parentheses, this may be accurate, but so damn needy. Like you guys said, I'm not going to keep going about it. But the one thing I will say is who the fuck is this lawyer? Is this her dad? Why is he so pressed about how you treat this
I know.
woman? He's,
like, I'm the
he's
one hiring
weird,
you,
right?
too.
He's on your ass. He's like, hey, take her out, dude. Take her the fuck out. And I'm like, this is my girl. Like, what do you take your fucking girlfriend out? And I'm like, fuck, if she wants a car, you buy her a car. And I'm like, what kind of lawyer? What kind of Better Call Saul ass lawyer is this, dude? What the
And
going on? Why are you?
not
my
only that,
person
he's
with
on your
this?
ass about the mansion. He's like, you have to buy this
For
mansion.
real.
He's like, and you got about 1 week to do it, and if you don't, too bad. Like, you're done.
Yeah.
Like, I'm hiring you.
like-
You should be like sucking up to me or something. I mean, what's going on here?
I mean, it's like he's not gonna get paid unless I get all this shit taken care of or something.
Yeah.
Right? He's
I'm
like,
sure
hey,
he's
dude,
already got his check.
there's a kicker in the wheel. Like, I need you to do this, actually. he's like, you think your wife's nagging at me? My wife, I'm telling you this from an adult future perspective, dude. This is, you need to take care of her now. It just gets worse.
Buddy, I'm trying to make $500,000 in 2 weeks here off this trading stocks. Get off my ass a little bit.
Right.
Well, let's even step back a second. Let's go back to pre Uncle Benedict, Mr. Benedict, my uncle, who apparently I didn't know and doesn't have a first name. What the hell did I do? I mean, obviously, I've been in this. I can tell you, you have to have a license to buy and sell and trade stocks, especially back at that point. There
Yeah.
wasn't no day traders doing it on frickin' Robinhood or whatever else app you can find this day. So that itself, he had to have something going. But he doesn't have any fucking money. He's just $500,000. That's all you got to play with and work with. And at the same time, it's like, how did you land this demanding, I need a Ferrari chick?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
there's a lot of things that happen before this death that just doesn't fill in. It's like almost like you say with Larry, like, hey, I brought this woman for you to marry and keep happy. Maybe my daughter.
Right.
Guys, did you guys get to the point where you got married?
Mm-mm.
I didn't.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, you get married, you go on the honeymoon, and you come back and they tell you need to buy a castle. This is the old
Mhm.
Benedict castle,
Yeah.
and we need to keep our stature up and be all this. So go. You got another month to go and make this money. Actually, you got a month, I think, to go and raise enough money, another $1 million, to go put 10% down after you auction it, and then you get another month to raise the remaining balance.
Okay.
But during this, and this is the part that's weird, if you go back and look at Lawyer Larry, this is Larry saying the one problem I have with my name is traditionally throughout history, if there's a Larry, there's two traits that every Larry has. And I hate it, and somewhere I probably do. But one, they're very pervy. Two, they're very creepy. And like I said, go back to any TV show, you're gonna find a horny, creepy Larry somewhere. So that's what I know about it.
Larry the
I'm just gonna
Lobster.
say I'm not creepy. I'm
Larry
just
the
not
Lobster.
creepy. That's all I gotta say.
And also, I want to say, if we have to save this castle for our family name. I don't know. Maybe let me use some of this $600 billion we have saved up. I mean, to buy this castle. I mean, you're like, we have to save this castle for our family name, but you have to make the money on your own. And you can't use the $600 billion that we have. Like we have.
What? Why wasn't that mentioned like day one back in April
Yeah.
when you brought this up?
Yeah.
I only had to make $1 million to buy a decent house. Now so I need to buy a fucking castle.
It's like
Right.
you know that
Bullshit
movie.
this.
Oh, what's that movie where he like was it a baseball player, and he had to inherit a bunch of money?
He had to
Like, but he had
spend
to, like-
X amount or something.
he had to
I know
spend-
what you're talking about. I've
like-
never seen it. I've seen clips.
He had to spend $100 million to get like the $100 billion. But but he had to. It was like he had to spend 100 billion, but he had to like not have anything to your name, like not have any capital.
Yeah,
You
it
can't
was
gift
something
any
like
of it
that.
away, but you have to spend it without like meeting all these requirements. And it's kind of what this felt like.
Yeah, I think I said that Brewster's billion I mentioned. I think it
Roosters,
had
yeah,
Okay.
Richard Pryor or something like that in it.
yeah, it did. He was the main character, I think.
I mean, the
Okay.
only other thing that really killed me about this game, and it's probably a personal issue, as you two know, what do I do for work? Where do I work? Work at home at a desk. So basically, I felt like, a lot of times when I'm playing a video game, I don't play 2K because I'm a great basketball player that gets paid millions. I play 2K because I want to be a great basketball player. I don't play Halo because I want to go and fight space alien, or because I do. It's not because I can. So what do? I get up from one desk, go to another to sit at a third metaphorical desk, and I'm stuck there all day. I can't go do the workout. I can't even pump the iron. I can't even swim. So it hits too close to home. It's like picking up the night shift over here, you know.
This is true. This is true. Um, yeah, God, I said it just feels too real. I guess to some degree. Um, I do want to touch one other thing on Larry, and this is where I was going with this from a second ago. After you get married, go on your honeymoon, come back, he says you got to buy his castle, and don't forget, you better keep an eye on your girlfriend or your wife, keep her happy going. And like I say, when you look at his face and he says that, it's like, okay, so I thought you were her dad. Now it's like you're the dude trying to take her. It's like, what'd you do before I married her?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm not worth anything. I guess at least a decent $1 million house, but either way, we'll get off the bitching of it. I wouldn't have chosen Priscilla in my life either, so I did tell my wife I loved her because she's not like that.
There you go.
CJ, what did you like? What made you happy about this game?
It's gonna be super ironic. On the flip side, Larry kind of cracked me up, and be honest. It was like I said, it fit the comedic vibe where it's like, dude, who the fuck is this weirdo? Like, why are you in my fucking business? But I liked him, and I thought it was really funny. Favorite thing, in a way, this motherfucker looked like Paul Heyman, and he acted like Paul Heyman. Dude, he acted just like Paul Heyman, and I was looking at him like, this Paul Heyman motherfucker. He acts just like I couldn't unsee it. Like every time he showed up, I'm like, oh, Larry the lawyer,
I can see
aka
that.
Paul fucking Heyman. And so it's kind of funny. Like in a way, Larry being a weirdo is kind of made the game. Like I said, it brings that comedic value that kind of was funny. It's like, dude, fuck off already. So it made me giggle every time he showed up. I'm like, oh great, this fucking dumbass again. Here we go. But I mean, aside from that, do I work at a desk every day? Yes. Again, to flip it, I wish it was with $500,000 making $1 million on the stock market. So I kind of do get
Yeah.
to live out my stock fantasies instead of like my $50 to $100 in stocks that I have that's just fluctuates from 80 to 120 that never gets touched. I'd rather it go to 1 million, but get to live that fantasy out at least, have the nice Wall Street office. So that's
Yeah,
the plus.
get that barometer on your desk and all that.
That might do it. I mean, that might make it.
That's I know what I'm putting on my Christmas wish list for 2025 at this point. I know that right now. So. Aiden, what did you love about this game? What made you happy?
I think I have a gambler. I have a gambling addict in my blood. Like it's in my blood. So there's something about picking some stock, whether it be Friedland's. I'm like, I'm gonna buy this stock because I didn't have experience. I didn't really know. I didn't know the papers just told you what was good. I was like, I think this stock is gonna. From my research, this stock is gonna go through the moon, and just put all my berries in Friedman's and like waking up to like see it had changed like 7%. I was like, yeah, of course it changed 7% because I don't even know what my name is because it never tells me, but I'm him. Yeah, that's definitely what it was, and it also felt like if it almost felt like a mobile game where you're just trying to like, kind of get a high score, and I can definitely feel how this game might have some more replay value because you can always try to do better. But yeah, other than that, I agree. I felt like the character models were good. They were funny. It wasn't boring. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Uh,
Not a lot to talk about, but yeah.
no, it's strangely, like I say, there is a story here. It's not very deep, but it's definitely a different story of rising to power, rising to riches and fame and being the Wall Street kid. Um, myself, I don't know. I think I'm old enough and I appreciate it. Again, I don't know what some about the '80s. Wall Street was cool for a minute. Um, there was a lot of simulators. I played a lot of Wall Street simulating games where basically you took X amount and see how much money you could make and do different things, which helped to educate you on how to actually use the real world stock market to some degree. It's a lot more complicated than this game, a lot more complicated than those games, but at least you had some idea of how it worked, which I think that something that should be shared to a lot of folks in life. Just I don't know if you can, us normal people can use it to be rich, but you can make some money off of it, and it's fun to see it hit. I mean, I'll share some. No, I won't share. I basically I made some money this week on a stock. I sold it, bought a different stock, and got scared because the one I sold dropped out, which made me feel good. But then it started rising, and the one I got into basically laid flat. So I was like,
Mm.
ugh. So I jumped back into the other one. I'm going to pay taxes. I'll just put it that way. But it almost ain't worth the taxes I'm going to pay on it. But hey, I came out all right. It's just one of those I'm ahead of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
game dudes. But it's definitely a little more strenuous on that. But we're getting to the point here. We're going to wrap this up. Aiden, you got any final thoughts about this game?
Uh, it's definitely unique compared to some of the other games we played, which it felt refreshing. The game was funny. It was kind of a cute game. I liked the atmosphere, the kind of vibe that the animation bring. It was kind of everything. It's gonna sound like a weird comparison, but almost like Kirby. Like everything was kind of like cartoonish and fun, and the characters were funny, and everyone was.
Mhm.
And it's just like a chill, refreshing game with a little story. But yeah, I liked it. That was good.
I feel you. I feel you. How about you, C? What you got? What's your closing on this?
Kind of have mixed feelings because part of me, I think Aiden used a couple words that super big keywords for me. It's cutesy, it's unique. I think the satire of it really saves it for me in a way because it's almost enough to piss me off to laugh. Because it's like, dude, like I said, dude, this fucking lawyer, dude, this bitch girlfriend, like, oh my gosh, like, leave me alone. So it's like, I think the Seinfeldy aspect of it gives me a little bit more understanding of why somebody would get this game. My big thought is, as a young kid, at least, I don't know why you would buy this game specifically, or at least I don't know why you'd continue to play it because I felt like if it wasn't for the fact I kind of understood at least stocks, I'm not some mogul, but I'm kind of like I like basketball, so I'm gonna buy a basketball game. I like the military. I'm gonna buy this military game. I'm Kirby, this pink guy. It's in space. He gets up to space. He does some cool
I
shit.
like sucking.
Kinda looks, yeah, like sucking. It's cartoony and appealing, but somebody clip that. Somebody clip that, please. But if I'm trying to put myself in my 8-year-old shoes, I don't think I look at this game and be like, oh yeah, a Wall Street kid, that's me. I think as a kid I would probably pass on game, but I don't think it's a bad concept. Like as not a kid, I'm kind of like, okay, yeah, I can play this, and I enjoyed playing it. It didn't like make me be like, it's just a stock game I don't understand. I still did enjoy playing it, trying to get my money up and stuff. But from a kid's perspective, I think that's the only thing that brings it down for me is typically video games are marketed towards kids, not always. I think this might just be one that's more niche and kind of needs that niche market. Friend of a friend told you, like you said, you got it on sale kind of thing and stuff like that. So I think overall it's decent. It's nothing to write home about, but it's not bad.
Well, I was a special kind of Asian nerd as a kid, so I think that kind of led me to it. I don't like numbers, but I like money. That's the Mr.
That's fair.
Krabs in me is I like money. Um,
Money.
and the if you look up the cover of this, it's very comic book ish.
Yeah.
You're got the superhero pose. Uh, your wife back or your girlfriend back here just kind of like, oh, my hero, as she's just looking at you stand on this mound of money, and like I say, these heads are popped up on the side. Like I say, it looks very comic book Archie type style.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one quick question: what's the top secret briefcase? The world may never know. But I don't know. I think I say back in the '90s, you had at this point you had Nintendo Power, maybe a couple other magazines that would try to say, "Hey, look at this. This is a new game coming out," and all that. I probably fall into this niche a little bit more. Like I say, I was a kid raised on computers. I played buy and sell kind of games. I'm trying to think, what's that? There's that pot dealer game that's probably been around since that '80s, and I think you can still get on your app now where you buy stuff at a low stop or drug dealer, and you go from one borough to another borough. It's like buy crack it low prices, take it over to the other one, sell it for tops. That kind of shit entertains me. I like to see the numbers go up. I like to see them go by. So I think that's where it helps me hit the niche of how I feel about this. But yeah, it's a satire that as a kid I didn't see. I just like the numbers going up. I like the ability to do it. I think I can remember the Priscilla still just being a pain in my ass and like, why do you want all this stuff? Um, I would say it's a life simulator, and I think it's okay. Um, if you're into numbers, you're into seeing things like that, I would say give it a shot. It's something different, like you guys said. It's outside of anything we've done normally, and it's going to be outside of anything you probably will find on the Nintendo. But how about you, CJ? Would you recommend this to anyone that you can think of, or?
I think you won't really miss out if you don't play it. But if you're into tycoons, and I think you guys definitely like tycoons better than me, similar games like that, like anything that's like you said, you like The Sims, like things like Adventure Capitalist, like the Drug Mule, and stuff like that. If you kind of get into games along those lines, I typically pick it up and get pretty burnt out pretty quick when it comes to those games. But if you like tycoons, pick it up. If it's not really your thing, I don't think you miss anything spectacular by not playing it. It's kind of how I feel.
I gotcha. How about you, eh? What are you thinking?
I'm feeling kind of similar to C. You kind of know it's a tycoon. You got to know what you're getting into. If you like tycoons and that's what you're expecting and you know it, then sure, I'd 100% recommend. I like tycoons. I've played tycoons a lot in the past. I enjoyed it personally. If you're a fan of games similar to any type of tycoon, and you want to see what I'm assuming one of the original tycoons for the NES, especially, then yeah, check it out.
Do you think you'll come back and see if you can get that castle?
I think I might actually. It's definitely something that I can. It reminds me of a mobile game in the way that I can kind of just mindlessly play it and try to get better at it. Uh, yeah, I think I might come back to it.
Fair enough. I mean, I say it's, and like I say, if we could get it some way to get to a handheld for you, you might even be a little easier to make that happen because that would fit more of what you want and it's not very graphic intense. But how
Hmm.
about you, C? You give it another shot, see if you can make the pricey prima donna happy.
I don't think so. I think she ran me out of town. I think whoever made this game might have had a terrible ex-wife, and that's kind of why they went with it. They're like, you know what, dude, this is. A lot of people say that the base characters on similar things to your story. A lot of people say George Lucas, Luke Skywalker. That's him in the story.
Yeah.
Priscilla's a real person. I promise you, Priscilla's a real person. I don't think I need to come back and deal with it. It's a no thank you from me, and I think it definitely plays into. Just not big into tycoons. I wish I could get into maybe a little bit more. Thought about maybe something like SimCity, but for this tycoon, I don't need to be a Wall Street kid. I don't need to be this dude, bro, lifting weights and investing in Yapple and AT&T explosives and shit. I'll pass on playing it again.
Well, again, that's fair too. I understand. Like I say I think I did know to some degree it was a niche, but I wanted in the beginning of this to bring something different to the table. Because I know we played a couple Konami games, we played a couple Capcom games, platformer action type stuff. I wanted to break up something, but also like I said, I personally have a nostalgia for this with a core memory tied to it. So that's why I wanted to bring it to the foreground. Now, as towards me playing it again, mm, I beat it on this round, going through it, beat it in about 2.5 days, maybe three, I don't know, but knocked it out, giving it some straight dedication, paying attention to it. I probably will play it again. But I don't see it like in my immediate future of it's back in the line. It'll hit that point of I need something different. I need to just try it again, or I really want to win some money through something that doesn't feel so random, I guess. But so the answer is yes, I will play it again when in the future. So,
Fair, it's fair.
but this actually, as we've been talking through it, has been building up, and now we're to that point where we've played some really good games lately. We've given some high numbers, and I got the feeling I'm gonna come out of this not pulling high, but I don't think I'm gonna pull out of bad. So let's start with Aiden, since you come first in the alphabetical order. What number are you
Yeah.
giving this today?
I was kind of floating between a couple numbers, but I think I'm going to give it a 6.8.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think that's not a bad number. I know that. Like I said, I know you've given some lower ones on different things.
Oh yeah.
I think actually you smacked my family with the lower one on DuckTales, so I'll take a 6.8.
Well,
CJ, you want to tie a number to this?
yeah, I'm gonna throw a number down to this. I think the one thing that I can definitely say gives this game something for me, being that it's not really my style of game, is definitely just the satire of it, the over exaggerations. Kind of how I act in my day to day life sometimes. And you guys know from being on Discord is, oh my gosh, it's the worst day ever. I stubbed my toe. Or like Aiden's being a major asshole. He said, I'm not good at this game. I'm just so yeah, I do a lot of the similar satire, stretching the truth on stuff like that, over exaggerating. So that's what brings it up for me, but I think it might disappoint a little bit. I got 4 fingers I want to hold up for a 4 flat even. I just think in
Wow.
comparison to some of the other games, looking at some of my rankings, I think it's a fair score in comparison to be consistent with my scores. I think a 4 is pretty fair.
Well, I can't remember what smart man had said this, but I'm going to quote them right now. Fuck you. Um, myself, I'm looking at this here as again, like I say, I know I have high nostalgia for it, but I am rather realistic about it. Um, I don't want to put it at like 7.5, and I'm not going to. I don't think it's that good. It's definitely, again, it's another palate cleanser for us. I think, kind of getting
Yeah.
some different feels, different things going with it. Um, I don't know. Like I said, may make Aiden feel a little funny on his deal, but I'm gonna go with about 6.5. It's not bad, and it's not good. But it's a decent game. I mean, it's something you can get into. It's very playable. All the stuff there, it's just it may be boring to some people, and I know that. And like I said, I could get bored with it easily too. But 6.5, I think, is a fair from my side of it. Which that puts us all down on paper. So what's the math, CJ? What do you got?
Well, that averages it out to about a 5.8, which gives it the official average VGR stamp. And I think we're talking overall. I think that's fair. I think that's more than fair. Run of the mill average game.
That's I think that works out a little bit better than Mr. Felix the Cat. So I'll take that.
Oh, Felix the Cat did numbers. It did well. It was considered a good game. It had the 8.2 average.
8.2 on
Yeah,
Felix the
somebody needs to
Cat.
go back and fact check that shit.
Felix the
Wait, no
Cat,
way.
yeah. Oh, never mind. I lied. We gave it a
Yeah,
4.2. It did do better. I'm lying.
You say, what are you looking at? It's like I
I
think
just
I
wanted
gave it a score low enough to bring anything down below an A.
yeah, I
like
just
that.
edited the scores for my own games that I picked, That's what I did.
Just in case you forgot, we do tend to record this in two different mediums, so I'm pretty sure we can fact check you on that shit.
Yeah.
I edited the
So,
footage.
uh all right. Well, you guys got any closing thoughts? Anything else you want to throw out on this?
Absolutely. One last thing. Larry, you inspired me last week when you hinted at what was coming next. When you hinted at the end of Felix the Cat what was coming next, and you quoted a great philosopher of this century. So I think weekly I am going to throw by the end of it, I'm going to throw a quote right before we're done from the great philosopher Kanye West. that fits the game. And Larry, you inspired me, so it's definitely the one that you picked. We all know she takes my money when I'm in need. Dude, she's a gold digger. You know, you gotta quote him at least once an episode now, right at the end. That fits Wall Street Kid. She's a gold digger.
Go
Ah,
digger for
enough.
show.
Well, all right. Let's take this. Let's move on. I think Aiden, you're up next. Is that right?
Yep.
Possibly.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't
Well,
quite remember what game, but I'm pretty
Oh
sure
my
I am up
gosh.
next. Chronologically. We might have to look at the
You are.
draft.
I'll give you a hint since I know. It might, if you're not going to come back to this game and get the castle, you might be able to do it next week.
Of course, I was testing you guys. Of course, I know what game it is. We were playing Castlevania 3. And you guys are going to want to check it out. Trust me, it's going to be going to be the best episode we've ever done in our entire life. You guys are going to want to check it out next week. It's a classic. Castlevania 3. You've heard good things, all of them good, and things. You're going to want to check it out. And remember, if you're listening to this on audio platforms, check out our YouTube at VGR Podcast to see our beautiful faces and reactions to some of the funny shit we say. But other than that, Larry, what do we got? Sign us out here.
all right. Well, I just let y'all know. I say definitely check us out on YouTube. I brush my teeth, comb my hair just for you guys. So like I said, if those of you want to see all this greatness, we're here, we're doing it, we're making it happen. But don't forget to like, share, and follow us on your favorite podcasters on YouTube or there. Tell your Alexa, hey, Alexa, play VGR podcast, and she'll play the newest one for you. Emails. Send us an email, vgrpod@gmail.com. Check us out on the socials. I'm pretty sure that CJ putting feet picks up on that one. I don't know, but check out our
Might be.
Instagram. I know something's going on there. Other than that, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to do it. I'm happy I don't have to see Priscilla again because the woman I'm married to is prettier, nicer, and doesn't want a Ferrari. So, outside of that, thank you all for listening, and we'll catch you next time.
Later.
Yep, second that. Later.
There you go. Thank you.
Bro, at least I'll tell you one thing this game did is it probably taught young men around America what not to get with. I'll tell you that.
Some
I
of
gotta
them,
pee so
I'm
bad.
sure.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah.